Right now we in Higherground Performance. So basically we're gonna be getting a new motor. Well, not a new motor, but you know, we're getting a new short block from our brother Snap. As you can see the videos that he's just mentioning, the short block is done. So right now we're gonna go to get some new short block, and that's what we're gonna do. Sheesh. Yeah, that's what we're paying for. I had a good chat with them. You know, they really seems like good people. I feel very comfortable with them. They explained to me about the motor, what it's gonna have in that motor. My brother's gonna be happy. He's gonna be happy. So basically we're gonna meet him. We're gonna meet up with Ken tomorrow and pick up the motor. From there, jump to the house and install that bad boy. And that's about it. And from there, he had to tune it. Now, I'm gonna be waiting for Ken. Ken is the guy that owns Higherground Performance. So just waiting for him. He told me to meet him over here in this spot, and we're gonna discuss about how to break in the motor and what to do or what not to do. There's procedures, what to do with the before installing the motor. Installing the short block. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting because, you know, I'm new into this Subaru game. I always wanted one, to be honest with you, but yeah, so that's what we here waiting for Ken.
For $400 I got a trans and diff that were mint. Wow. You know, like brand new. So I feel like I treated him, you know, I rewarded him for what I did and what the car, you know, took from me. And now, you know, I just don't drive it like that. They call those transmissions glass for a reason. They're not intended to be launched. They weren't really meant to be drag raced.
Just to cruise.
Yeah, well, and it's a rally car. You can launch them in dirt. It's different.
Right.
When you don't have traction, you're not putting as much load on everything. That gearbox was meant to be lightweight and strong enough for for a 350 to 400 horsepower car on the dirt. So you put a couple hundred horsepower behind it on the tarmac and you're revving it and dumping it. It wasn't meant for that. You can carry these transmissions on your shoulder, you know. They're not a big, heavy, strong transmission. One. Exactly. They did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Oh, okay.
So I always get a little bit, not insulted, but it's a little bit rude, I think, when people are like, oh, the glass 5-speed. It's just because you're doing things with it that wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
You know, same with the engines. Oh, Subarus, they blow up. It's like, dude, that was a lightweight, low center of gravity rally engine, and it does that beautifully. It's when you do stuff with it that it wasn't designed to do that it fails. Wow. Same goes for anything, you know. You know, your drive shaft, or you break a drive shaft or axle at 700 horsepower. Oh, it's unreliable. The thing is like, they didn't mean for you to make that much power. That's not what it was built for.
That's what they think. The
engineer wasn't like, oh, you need it to make 1,000 potentially? No problem, I got you. They're like, hey, there's going to be a 300 horsepower engine going in this car. Okay, let's give her, 20%. Whatever, strengthen, make it 20% stronger than that, maybe just for a buffer, but they didn't intend on it being a drag car someday. That was never its intention. It was a low center of gravity, lightweight, agile rally car. That's what they were supposed to be.
Right.
So if you do things that they weren't designed, you're going to have to reinvent the wheel a little bit.
Exactly.
More power to you. Do it, but don't complain that the factory didn't do it for you. If they wanted to build a 700 horsepower Subaru, it would have come from the factory with 700 horsepower.
That makes sense.
GTRs, all these other exotic cars, they come from the factory with a ton of power. They were built for a ton of power. Subaru didn't need a lot of power. It's a rally car. What are you gonna do with 600 horsepower in the dirt? Nothing. So they figured, hey, 300, 350, 400, that's a sweet spot for dirt. Let's build a car that can handle that, and they did, and I love them for it. I think they nailed it. They just, they got, they're being owned by a different class of people now, and they're doing different things with them that they weren't really intended for, and they're finding their shortcomings. That's okay, build them up, build them stronger, put an STI box in it, made a little bit stronger for the power. There's other options out there. It's not,
Yeah, it doesn't have to.
Treating your equipment correctly for how it was designed.
Yeah.
You know, same way I learned, launching the car over and over and over, broke something. Lesson,
Learn.
don't do that. You know? It's simple.
Oh
Put
man.
another trans in, drive it like a gentleman, you know. It's okay to rip on them. I beat this car every day I drive it, but, you know, I do it tastefully. You know, I wait till I'm in a gear to put it to the floor. I'm not just slamming the clutch out.
Right.
Realistically, banging gears, you know, you can talk to professional race car drivers, and they're going to tell you that a synchronized gearbox is not going to shift any faster just because you're yanking on it. The synchros need to line up. That takes whatever milliseconds of time. You're going to be faster shifting just getting it in gear rather than trying to jam it in, and that's how you break stuff.
That's how
you
break
you want to
stuff.
shift like that, buy a sequential gearbox for $10,000 and put it in your car. You know, if it's an H pattern gearbox with you know, synchronizers, you gotta let the synchro do its thing. And if you do that, let the clutch engage, let the gear, you know, transfer the load into the drive line, then put it to the floor once everything is lined up. But if you're right in between locking things in and you're already to the floor, you know, you're gonna break stuff.
Yeah.
Just the way it goes.
People don't know nothing about that. Once they get the car, I'm gonna slam it.
Yeah. Race car, fucking hammer on it. Yeah. They'll learn though.
They'll learn.
They'll buy a different car, or they'll get some money and build it up different and do it right. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, Ken, thank you for your time and your info. Hopefully we speak. You know, we see you soon
we'll talk
for the
soon.
tune. And
Hit me up with some questions.
how can we get our shirts like that?
We can get them. Just gotta get them made.
All right.
We actually have like a bonfire you can go on, and they're not Sport Tech like these. They're just like Ultra Cotton or whatever they call it. But yeah, we have shirts on Bonfire with the same logo. This one's just what I wear for the shop. It's
breathable.
It's very breathable. We sweat all day long, so I got to do something. And this has been the most tolerable shirt I can wear for now, until we get air conditioning. I'm working on getting air conditioning in the shop.
Okay.
That'll be a little bit nicer.
Upgrades, some upgrades.
Yeah, I'm trying to, man. I want to enjoy what I'm doing. And 100 degree day, working on cars that piss you off all day.
Yeah.
Can make you hate your life.
I couldn't agree on that. Well, let us know so we could get our shirts.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and get some banners too, so we could put the Subi on.
Absolutely.
Maybe my Genesis Coupe. I know it's not a Subi, but I'm supporting.
Yeah, we like all cars, man. I don't discriminate. We just happen to specialize in these ones.
Yeah, of course. All right, man. Thanks a lot, man.
No problem.
Big help. You're a big help. I'll see you later. I got the goods.
Yo, we got sponsored. We got sponsored by Fred's Performance.
This guy, I just caught them. Anyways, so this is a nice gift for my brother because I'm tired that the car is not running, as you can see. So, and then we got bad news with the Shortblock that he has. Salvage. Done. So basically I said, you know what, I'm tired of it. I got you.
Birthday gift.
I don't know about the birthday gift, but
See what I think it is?
no, it's not a frying pan.
I hate you.
So we went to the Higherground Performance and we talked to Ken. This block came from Brown Performance. So Ken from Higherground Performance, he really recommended this block. Yeah, so
this one
Brand new motor.
it's rated for about 500 horsepower, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, 500.
3. Alright, so we're calling it a night. We've been at it for quite a while. We got all the bolts out. We took all the RTV that was there out, but it's not budging, so we definitely need a sharp tool. Everything's closed right now, so we're just gonna give it till tomorrow morning. Fred is gonna go out to Harbor Freight to get something. I took out the driver motor mount, and you can see all the gunk on the side where I'm not sure where it was leaking. I think it was the hand gasket was leaking. Oop, that's all of it right there. We're gonna leave this for tomorrow. Focus on that tomorrow. Fred definitely has a lot for tomorrow. A lot on his agenda. He has to work on the cross member, which is here. It's already prepped for paint, so he has a lot to do. Well, by Friday, so he can head out by Friday night. Timing belt for the new motor comes in Friday, which is the last thing on the list for that motor. We have everything else. And you want to follow me over here. We have everything written down. Apologize for the handwriting, but this is on our to-do list. This is what we're waiting on. We were waiting for the short block. We got it. We were waiting for the oil pump and oil, as well as radiator hoses. We got all of that. Now we're waiting for the timing belt, the new cam bolts, which is from Fast WRX. They're called FU bolts because of, you know why?
FU.
So yeah, they're not Allen. They're, I think, 14 or 17 millimeters, but don't quote me on that. And then this is all our list that we would have to get done. We're calling it a night.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. For you, it's gonna be a second, but yeah, see you then.
Thanks to Kent.
Ken is definitely a goat. He is a goat. Definitely told him I was gonna pass by when I'm done with this car. Yeah, see you in a second, bro. So this oil pan was a, you know what? We were working on this since last night, and it was not budging. Finally, we was able to get it to budge. For those that are trying to take off an oil pan, especially the Killer B, I don't know, it depends on the person. I think the last person that built this car, they used a lot of RTV. I guess just with heat and all this and all the RTV, it was really stuck. Like, it took a while to break this off. We broke spatulas, whatever these things are called. This is the only survivor. Every other one broke. This one bent. This one was too fat. The other one broke as well. Like, it was really bad. Thankfully, I had an extra laying around from the pack, and that one did it. I popped it right over here, and it popped after a few bangs. So now let's take this out. First of all, let's get back to it. We're gonna start disassembling what we need off this block. We just put it on Marketplace for sale for anyone that wants to build it. We're just gonna take the crossover pipe, the coolant pipe, there's stuff like that. Of course, my oil pan, Kirby oil pan, coming with me. We haven't showed you, the damage is right here. And it's on 4 and 2. In the meantime, while the GoPro was charging, we got the old motor on a dolly, because the new one from Brown's Performance is gonna get on there. And now we've got to transfer all the miscellaneous things onto here. This is the new motor, built motor by Brown's Performance. We needed to get transmission studs, which we did. I compared it with the one that was already on the motor. It's about 2 inches out, so I did the same on those, 2 inches out. Because once you finish the thread, it's about 2.5, I want to say. So I put the other half in. Now it's 2 inches within this space right here. I hope that's correct. You do need to put red Loctite on that, because if not, you're gonna have a bad time. Other than that, we're slowly transferring everything from this motor that we need onto here. Have Freddy in his little station looking like a locksmith right now, cleaning every single bolt. We are also missing this plate back here, which we got on this one, which we're gonna take, clean that, re-clean that, and then we're gonna start the process on putting the heads on. Hopefully we can kind of get somewhere today. We're not rushing it, but you know, trying to get somewhere today. Then we would have to head over to Ken, down by Higherground, which is about 15 minutes away. Have him do a break-in tune. Brown's Performance required us to have 2 oil samples sent to their lab, or the lab they're associated with, to test for particles and ensure that the motor was built correctly. And if there's any issues, they will cover the warranty. So that's the rundown for the week.